welcome back, everybody. Slim Slam and the Bandwagon fan. NFL Week 14 action coming your way. But before all that, I'm Slim, he's Slam, and to my left, that is the Bandwagon fan. As always, folks, proudly brought to you by the Jersey Cartel on Facebook and JRV Electrical. Boys, how are we?
Oh, cut the shit, Blaze. I've had enough. Get straight into it, right?
Okay.
Who do you think's going to win Rookie of the Year?
If you say Creed Humphrey, we're getting rid of you again.
Right.
Is it not Creed Humphrey?
Nah. It's not.
Oh, okay. Who is it?
Bloody should be. Third highest rated by PFF player as a rookie. 82.5. Who do you reckon that is? Third highest amongst all rookies.
I don't know.
Josh Rosen.
Nah. Fuck. Rashawn Slater. Second highest. 83 flat rating on PFF. Who do you reckon that is?
Creed.
Nah, don't be stupid. It's Mac Jones.
Yeah.
83, right? He's second ranked at 83.
Okay.
Right? 91.5, Blaze. Ranked by PFF, Pro Football Focus.
Well, that's got to be
It's got to be a
Creed.
wide receiver.
Creed damn Humphrey. Not even in the top 8 for the betting market.
Is he ninth?
He's not in there.
Not listed.
There's
Oh,
no
not-
market.
not in the top
There's
8,
no
but
market.
There's only 8 listed. It's genuinely a schmozzle.
Najee
I don't
Harris
use
is paying
that-
shorter odds than he is.
I don't use that word lightly, Blaze, but it's a schmozzle.
A schmozzle.
Yep.
You're prepared to go schmozzle.
Yep. I'm
Well.
furious, but I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, great. Stars, you? You got anywhere near that level of energy?
I'm rattled. No, not that near level of energy.
Yep.
But I am pretty rattled because I saw Mac Jones throw the ball 3 times in a game of football and win.
It doesn't happen.
Shouldn't have.
It doesn't happen often. That's
Doesn't
probably-
ever happen.
It's probably an understatement.
It's happened before.
I want to go on that line of maybe corruption / scripting that you're
Yep.
kind of alluding to there.
Hit
Chucky.
me with it.
I'll hit you on a little tangent, and it's not dissimilar to
On the lateral.
to the Patriots situation on Monday night where they threw the ball 3 times and won. Is the NFL rigged?
Oh, look, Blaze. That's a dark
Because-
wormhole that who knows.
Take me down. Just follow me here.
If it is, Tyreek Hill knows what he's doing because there must be some sort of market that he has to throw the ball into the air when he fumbles one and it has to go straight into the defender's arms.
We can get to
Has he had
that.
4 of those this year?
Yeah,
Has he had 4 of them?
It's 4.
Has he had 100? I don't know.
If we get Tampa Bay versus the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl,
Yeah, I won't even watch.
would you consider the
I'll
NFL
boycott.
rigged
I'll
or
tell
at
you
least scripted?
Yeah, bloody oath I'd consider it, Blaze.
Because there's elements, and this is just floating around, and I'm playing the conspiracy card as I tend to like to
You
do.
love to, yeah.
Last
Tend
year,
to. Love to.
Tom Brady signs with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, that
and
last
ends
year was
up
yucky.
winning a maiden Super Bowl with a new team for the first time ever in their home
The
stadium.
calls in that Super Bowl, Blaze,
which
were
just-
horrendous.
It smells funny anyway.
Oh.
Let me take you.
They got smoked.
Let me take you further back to the NFL scripting narrative type question here.
Yeah.
Why is there only one person in the history of the NFL that could beat Tom Brady in a Super Bowl before Patrick Mahomes? But back in the day when he was at the Pats, in those kind of super years, Eli was scripted into being the king killer, the goat slayer.
Giant killer. might you
Everything
say, Blaze.
else,
Jon Snow.
Tom could win in absolutely ridiculous circumstances. And yes, you can probably tell by the tone of my voice somewhat that I'm writing off a lot of Tom Brady's accomplishments now
I love it.
to the fact that there is an overarching conspiracy.
The tuck rule, Blaze.
It's scripted, not dissimilar to the way that Vince McMahon sets up who's going to be the WWE
You
champion.
just lost me.
Roger Goodell
We're going
is,
so well.
is essentially Vince McMahon, and this has been a running theme for 20 plus years.
So you're telling me the draft's also scripted because the best quarterback in that draft, performance-wise so far, also landed at New England. So if they imagine if they didn't get Mac Jones, end up with Zach Wilson.
No, you
The
don't.
Patriots
need to,
would be
If you're going
rubbish.
to script
Nah,
the
that's-
games, you don't need to script the
You
draft.
don't need to script the draft. They're one and they're
just
one.
get
Yeah, I
on
know,
point.
but when you're as bad as Zach Wilson,
Yeah.
it becomes too obvious.
But
that you're
Zach
scripting
Wilson could
games.
throw the ball 3 times and win.
Yeah, that is true.
That is-
Actually, to be fair, I reckon I could have quarterbacked New England on Monday night for a win.
The hardest part of
would
that
have
quarterbacking New
They would have
England-
just thrown it 3 less times.
The
and they
hardest part
still
of
would
that
have won.
quarterbacking for New England that night would have been staying warm.
Yeah.
100%.
Keeping the arm nice and toasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Not
obviously
obviously frostbite on your ass.
an element of tongue-in-cheek in that, but it is leading into my overarching point, I think, a little bit that as top seed in the AFC at the moment, the Pats, and obviously Tampa Bay, not the top seed in the NFC, but the fancy to go through to the Super Bowl. If we do get that matchup, it'll just smell fun.
I don't think Tampa Bay are the fancy to go through on the NFC side.
Don't
I'd
you?
say Green Bay are a mile.
Oh,
out.
Green Bay,
Green Bay are red hot.
They're the best team in football.
The pedigree.
Across
And
the board.
Arizona are getting no respect either, and I think they're playing better than Tampa Bay as
Yeah.
well.
Green Bay's getting players back.
Yeah, Green Bay's on like an absolute
They're
tear.
getting Alexander back, who's going to prop up their secondary.
Bakhtiari is likely
Yeah,
to
they're
play
getting
this week.
Bakhtiari back. They're getting players back at the right time of year.
It's bizarre. Like, they should not be going this well.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
This has got me seriously thinking that, like, if they make a Super Bowl this year, there's no way Aaron Rodgers leaves.
Wouldn't surprise me. Bloke's on his own world, mate.
It's
He
interesting
is on
one.
his own world. He's
Yeah.
living in his own head. He's living on Jeopardy, but whatever he's living on, right?
Just living in
Your
Charlie Woodley's
theory
house.
of Rodgers to Pittsburgh from a couple of weeks back started to swirl around a little bit with Big Ben coming out and saying he doesn't reckon he'll be there next
Of
year.
course it has, Blas. Of course it has. I put it out there. The world picks it up.
Well, there's no shit.
Get ready for the...
Where does
get
he
ready
think he's
for
got to
the-
be? He's got to be in a nursing home.
Get ready for the Wilson to the Giants thing,
He's
Blaze.
going to be playing
after we
wheelchair
said
football
that.
next year, right?
Oh, you're saying the no shit about Ben leaving, not about...
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Thought you were downplaying my insights.
I was suggesting that Big Ben.
No,
would be
we solved all the quarterback
Yeah, we
theories
solved
last
those
week.
issues last week.
If you've got 40 minutes of free time, go
Yeah.
back to the Week 13 preview.
Yeah.
Sam and I solved five quarterbacking
Massive.
problems for teams.
in my absence too, which
Yeah.
is great from the boys. I mean, they obviously got all over the sponsors in that episode. So, you know,
We
again,
think we did.
I think... Did we even do the sponsors tonight before I went
Yeah.
off on my tangent?
Yeah, no,
oh,
we did.
cool.
We did.
Do you want to get doing it?
Yeah,
Quickly
for sure.
plug 'em.
Oh, quickly, just JRV Electrical and the Jersey Cartel. Cheers.
What about BTX, man?
Nah.
Okay, fair enough.
If you go as
there
far to say, though, Blaze, back to your whole scripting thing, that
Yeah.
you think that also plays a part in the fact that the Rookie of the Year is being scripted as well, I'm 100% on board.
Okay, fair enough. I'll take whatever support on that theory I can get. It's very niche. It's out there. It's along the sides of Epstein and Maxwell in court. at the
Brilliant.
moment
That's
at the start.
exactly where we wanted to bring this show to. But
Keywords, and it might bring up it in other people's podcast searches. So
Yeah.
who knows? We're going to pop up in some weird places.
so if
now.
you're looking
Love
for
that.
Week 13 times Gillian Maxwell times Donald Trump times
Trimes.
Grimes
Please cut this sentence. You've had a serious
with a
rant.
QR code as the title, you're in the right spot. But if you're looking for NFL, you're also in the right spot. Now,
QR code.
tipping from last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to tipping yet. Free my brother Saul from quarantine. He's been in there for 2 weeks because he's unvaxxed.
2 weeks. Has it already been 2 weeks?
No, he's coming up on his second week at the
Oh,
moment. I
must
really
be
feel
you
for him.
and-
So, stay strong, Sawley boy. We'll get you out of that home installed prison soon. The tipping.
Is he getting paid?
Oh, he's working from home.
Oh, okay.
Sammy Osman and Blaze
Depressing.
Tompkins, Slimmer and Slammer, one and the same here on 121 for the year. Decent clip. Schnazi lagging behind on 120.
Lagging.
Oh, lagging. Absolutely lagging.
He had a good week though, Schnazi. Beat all of us with his 10, Slammer with 8, me in 9. So
Now, if you listen to last week's show, you might be thinking, has Blaze got 9
yeah,
when,
you would be thinking that.
you know,
Yeah. Yeah, well.
Well, if you want to talk about people quaking in their boots, they really wanted me to get 3 here, so I'd fall off the heels of the leader.
it's not 3.
Look
It's
at me
just you
quaking.
didn't tip very well, as we explained in last show.
Yeah.
But to your credit, you tipped the Lions.
So, well done.
Well done.
We've awarded you
I said this
6
to you-
extra tips for that.
Off air, that this gag was shite,
Nah,
and it continues
love
to
it.
be shite.
You said it's your thing. Putting your tips in on the app does not matter.
If
Apparently.
you're not
So-
present, obviously putting your tipping in on the app.
What
trumps it.
I'm counting here is double standards.
Yeah, because I went into bat for you when we were absent for 2 weeks, and you had no form of tipping, and he wanted to give you 0,
Yep.
Doesn't
and I
matter.
kept you relative.
And if
Mate.
we'd done that, I'd be a mile in front.
I gave you relevance in this competition, and you turned your back on me like that.
God,
I gave
now
you
the
relevance
fans
in this
know.
podcast. Actually, Slammer and I gave you relevance.
A couple of bullies, aren't you?
All right,
Couple of
Jenny,
All right,
what's
that's
the first
enough
game?
Ramble.
run-of-the-mill schoolyard bullies you are. Pittsburgh at Minnesota is going to kick us off here. And
Never
as
leave us again. It's as simple as that.
As we all know, yes, Kirk Cousins will be under lights here in Thursday night prime time football. And as a result, I'm taking Pittsburgh, but the boys have a bit more faith in the Minnesota Vikings. Talk me through that, Chucky.
Yeah, can't imagine Big Ben playing half decent 2 weeks in a row, Blas.
Okay,
That's
fair
about
enough.
what it comes
Yeah,
down
moving
to.
on to moving on to you, Schnazzy boy.
Yeah, once again, also can't imagine him playing well 2 weeks in a row.
Very good.
Yeah, they got out of trouble there with that weird ending there, and that was in Pittsburgh as well.
Yeah.
This one's away. This is up in Minnesota.
Yep.
So
I think if you're going to watch this game, expect the last quarter just to be full of errors.
Yeah.
There's going to be shit happening left, right, and center that doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
Boys,
did you see Minnesota's prevent defense on the
how
on
good was
the
that?
on the touchdown to Detroit as
awesome.
time expired? Fantastic.
Yeah.
Nice of them to defend the back of the end zone and leave the first 3 yards of it just wide open.
Does it smack of NFL rigging?
Well,
Well, they were playing zone.
They were. That was zoning, all right.
Apparently, prevent defense, and they prevented themselves from winning.
What is it? Mike Zimmer's the head coach, yeah?
Yeah.
He was out there trying to call, like, nah, not zone. And Roger Goodell's just jumped in and gone, zone, boys, zone.
Line up.
Well,
So maybe
back
your
3
theory
yards
is
of
right.
That
the
was
end
going to be
zone.
my only point here in terms of picking Pittsburgh, was that the Minnesota Vikings did lose to the hapless Lions, and the Pittsburgh Steelers upset the Ravens, albeit Ravens minus a lot of...
Albeit Mark Andrews dropping a 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
That hit him in the hands.
But-
Pretty poor.
I'm just going to say it's going to be an interesting matchup, if for nothing else, like you kind of mentioned, Shinazi, the bandwagon fan himself, that there could be plenty of mistakes.
It's going to be close throughout.
Yeah.
Minnesota, it's going to be, both teams are going to be leading at some point in the fourth.
Yep.
And I think Minnesota will just
Prime
snatch
time
it.
Kirk.
Whoever stuffs
I
it up
reckon
last.
Justin Jefferson,
Yeah.
Jets, he'll go out there and
Your
he'll
boy?
get a touchdown in the fourth, which will seal the game.
Yep.
That's my prediction.
Let's move on with a little bit more disparity before it gets a bit more even later in the week.
Oh,
but
no one's followed.
Atlanta at Carolina here. Chucky and his Panthers just continue to put a bit of faith in their
Yep.
just fired their offensive
Not-
coordinator, Chucky.
Not entirely sure who's going to be playing quarterback here, Blaze.
Yep.
And quite frankly, how the hell would I know? Because it's a friggin' tyre fire. But then you look across the road in Atlanta, and it's just about as big a tyre fire as well.
Yeah. There's
But Panthers lost 2 on the trot. Falcons have lost 1 on the trot. They're both 5 and 7.
Yep.
It's a pretty crap division. And I took the home team.
Yeah, okay. fair
Atlanta's
enough.
in the hunt, though.
Atlanta are in the hunt.
They are all in the hunt, yes.
Same as
Detroit
Carolina.
are currently still in the hunt.
Carolina are down. Their offensive coordinator recently fired.
Yeah,
is the news off the press.
I think I said this a few weeks ago now. Without C-Mac, I'm not backing them.
Yep.
And so C-Mac was back and I backed him. Now C-Mac is out and sayonara.
Just
Yeah, he's done for the year, isn't he?
while
Put
you
him on
mention that
ice.
too, I'm pretty sure Dalvin Cook is in doubt for this one against Pittsburgh.
That's
on
all right.
Thursday night as well.
That's
so
all right.
just so you just have that one in the back of your mind there, boys.
Yeah, and Kirk is not in doubt, so that's interesting.
Yes.
So he's had 23 touchdowns and 3 interceptions,
He's had a decent year statistically.
and no one gives a crap.
No, that's true.
But it's Minnesota for you.
Yeah, well, that's also a team with a losing record. So
Baltimore at Cleveland. Obviously, Baltimore's secondary beat up to hell, and a big part of why they went for 2 on that conversion.
Marlon
there.
Humphrey done for the year now as well,
Yep.
Blaze.
So they're light on there. It's got Cleveland beating them here at home all over it to me and Schnazi boy. But Chucky, you going to roll with Baltimore one more
Yeah,
week?
I'm really up in the air here, Blaze.
Yep.
It's real coin flips type stuff.
You just hate Baker.
Yeah, I was going to say, you couldn't go near it because of Baker, could you?
Well, Blaze, it's funny you say that. You're exactly right. Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Without a
And I've
protest.
got a sour taste in my mouth because, like, as I've said previously before, they're the only team that I tipped to win the division that are currently not winning their division for my huge bet. So I'm a bit annoyed with Cleveland, and that's what it boils down to. But if they could win here, I'd be freaking ecstatic.
You're a man of ethics.
Yeah.
And out of
Ethics.
protest, you haven't aided a bakery in 12 months.
No.
Yep.
Definitely true.
So until Baker is sacked or traded, Slam will continue to not edit a bakery.
Yep, his slim
Yeah.
figure is
As
thanking
long
him
as
too.
the word bakery is in the title, otherwise it's fair game.
So you can go to like eateries and stuff like that.
Yep. Or like,
So it's strong-ish. No, for mine...
it's
my-
flexible.
A man's
It's
value is
flexible.
based on his convictions. So
Yeah.
Chucky is very strong in that respect.
I definitely won't be eating in a Mayfield, so I'll tell you that, mate.
Or going to Cleveland, for that matter.
Yeah, that one I can confirm.
Do you
been there
want, do you
and
want
it's
us
not
to
great.
move on? You happy
I
with
think
that?
we should move on.
Yeah. Seattle at Houston here. No real question. Seattle probably with one of the bigger upsets knocking off the 49ers, though they have beat
definitely,
them a
Blaze.
couple of times this year already.
12 of the last 14 against the Niners,
If-
Blaze.
Yep.
Didn't see that coming.
If they didn't win on the weekend, I would be probably on Houston here.
Yep.
Because they have been horrible since Russ has come back from his finger injury.
Yeah, that's true.
But it looked like they got their ducks in a row last week. So I'm looking for them to fly south this week.
And
beat
Houston's still
Houston obviously on the back of a shutout against the Colts and, Davis Mills back under center. So
Is Tyrod
And
injured?
A 2-10 record.
I'm actually pretty sure they put Davis in Tyrod is a healthy scratch. I'm pretty sure.
That is.
Well, not
Who's
healthy
the
scratch, but
Tyrod
it's like a
so
healthy
much?
backup. So
Punctured lung scratch.
well, it's been known to happen to that. Poor bloke.
Yikes.
So that's not great for Tyrod. It's not great for Houston in general. I mean, speaking of tyre fires earlier with Atlanta and Carolina, I don't think you get bigger tyre fires than what? Old Bill O'Brien left in Houston.
We were watching the news
Yeah.
before,
Yeah, the
and there
news.
was the Manchester United goalkeeper who came
News.
on in the 67th minute.
Yep.
And to get his first debut after being there for 20 years.
Yep.
And Slamma and I were saying, mate, how good would it be to be the third option, the second stringer, never having to play a minute, and
Yep.
getting paid good money?
Very good.
Tyrod, that's you.
He lives that dream.
Know your role, stay in your lane, and stop trying to start.
Yeah.
You're no good.
If you accept that you can make, 10, 12, 15 times the annual wage of a layman
Yes.
for, being on a professional sports team,
Comfortably.
getting treated to, all the amenities that go with that.
And
I
only
would-
occasionally getting your lung punctured.
Yeah, only occasionally.
Well, you wouldn't even have to get your lung punctured if you were second stringer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's how he became a second stringer.
Well, that's how we saw the Justin Herbert era kind of begin.
Yes.
It rings of
and they're all the better for it.
Blue Mountain State, doesn't it? Like that guy had it
Yeah,
figured out.
he loved
that
it.
bloke had it absolutely
He loved
figured
it.
out. Just sitting there, like intentionally not
Slamma's
starting.
got a bit of fat about him.
No, you've got a bit of that about you. He's got a bit of the actual Sammy from that show about the one that does the mascot. I would be the gate.
I can't remember Blue Mountain State that well.
You can remember that Sammy character.
Yeah.
That dude is an absolute lunatic, and not in the good way.
Oh, was it
Just like-
trickle down feeding? Yeah. Love it, live it, breathe it.
If you haven't seen it, it's on Prime Video at the moment.
Is it?
On Amazon Prime.
Oh, there
Yeah,
you
it's
go.
not a bad watch. Las Vegas going into our Kansas City Chiefs, the Arrowhead. How about them Chiefs? We're back on, baby, and we're rolling.
It's not pretty
So-
to watch.
If you
Yeah,
want
it's
to
not
beat,
pretty.
if you want to beat Las Vegas in any game this year,
Yeah.
just lock down Hunter Renfro.
Yeah. At
Because-
this point.
Been saying it for ages. Bloke's a weapon.
He was third and Renfro became a thing.
Yeah.
And then they
He's
lost.
weaponised.
And then they lost Ruggs the third.
Yeah.
And since then, it's just Renfro or nothing.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna go to Waller.
Yeah.
You're gonna get those.
He's elite.
D-Jack had a blip on the
Yeah.
radar. Just an unreal game. He had one of those at the Rams earlier
Yeah.
this year. Didn't do much on the weekend. So if you can lock
does
him
that.
down,
He
you're not
rocks
going to
up
get a
on
lot
his
out of them on offense. On the flip side, Kansas City Slammer.
Yeah. It's not pretty to watch.
Getting it done.
Getting it done. Getting it done ugly,
Yep.
but getting it done.
Sometimes.
Defense is fantastic.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Defense is balling. Buffalo got a touchdown. Buffalo. Denver got a touchdown late. Junk time touchdown.
Yeah.
Basically, held them to 3 points.
Yeah.
Is what I'd say.
I think.
Held them to 3 points. Played fantastically well, as we have for probably the last 5 to 6 weeks on
If you look
defense.
7 weeks ago, we were saying the complete opposite thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
absolutely.
But the offense is mighty broken.
It's
And
just that
Tyreek
second-
Hill
it's
makes
still-
me want to lose, like, take my eyeballs out of my effing head.
Yeah.
When
It's
he
frustrating.
balls the ball up into the air. Like, if you're not going to catch it, mate, let it hit the ground.
Yep.
Fuck.
That's
Drop
the
it.
read. That's
It
the read.
drives me nuts.
Yeah, it is.
Don't
He
parry
always,
it.
he always like goes to catch like this,
Mhm.
And it's
which for the
spooking
people
up.
just listening, is his hands underneath the ball, so the ball always pops up if you don't catch it.
Yeah, it's hitting the meat
Your
of his
hands
hand.
above the ball. And if you don't catch it, let it hit the freaking ground.
Or
I'm
alternatively,
so sick of seeing them bobble into someone's hand.
a falcon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just take it in the face.
Right? It's so frustrating.
Came out of your mouth way too smoothly.
Like a- no, I'm not going to continue down that one.
Please.
New Orleans and New York Jets.
All I'm going to say on the Kansas City Chiefs before I let that go is that they've got to win ugly. If you win, you win. And as it stands, we've moved our way back
Yeah.
into the top spot in that division. More than likely going to be hosting at least one playoff game.
Oh,
and
100%.
that's just what we needed to do.
Now, just touching on this, and we had a bit of a stink on this show about this. Jackson Mahomes, haven't heard much about him recently.
Thank Christ.
That's a good thing. I think no news is good news on that front.
And that's probably why they're trending in the right direction.
he's-
bloody oath.
He has dropped off the TikTok radar after his little debacle
Sean
at
Taylor thing?
Washington. Yeah,
Thank
so
Christ.
I'm not sure if someone finally got in his ear or if Pat finally did and said, "Hey, mate, stop fucking with my life."
Yep.
Um,
Absolutely.
But even
Fair enough,
what's Patty's
Brittany
missus name? Brittany. Yeah, she's even dropped off the radar on that front.
Yeah.
So
And that's good
let's
news
focus
too.
on football,
Go
folks.
home, look after the kid, keep your mouth shut.
Got that. New Orleans, New York
Just
Jets.
In TikTok.
Just a bit of gentle misogyny to
well,
cap off
Blaze,
the
like
midpoint
seriously,
of the
he's
show.
got enough stuff going on. The offense isn't clicking. He doesn't need that crap on the
Yeah.
side.
Do you think you should do a Russell Wilson and find a Kiara?
Oh, he's got his.
Just had a kid.
It's a high school
It's
sweetheart.
hard to
I don't think we
say.
need to jump that far. I think it's just a matter of maybe taking away their phones.
Yeah, that would be put him in time out.
She's just a big kid.
I'm paying for both your lives, and I'm taking these away right now. You can get them back when you deserve them.
Jokes aside, that I think is the main point that a lot of people get hung up on. Is like when Jackson's carrying on like that, it's just like, dude, what is you have no ground.
I shouldn't have said this. We've gone off on another tangent. But New Orleans and New York.
You're a little wanker, mate. You're a little
Yeah.
wanker. That's it.
Oh, Jesus.
No, I'm
Straight between the eyes.
Sticking
Love
to that.
that.
He is a little.
Two of us are selecting the at in this next game.
Yeah. What?
We're going to draw.
Oh, yeah. I was going to be like, you're not taking the Jets. New Orleans going into at Jets, and we're going to take the Saints. Finally, the boys have come with me on the journey with the New Orleans Saints. It's been a
Did
while.
you even tip them last week?
No, I didn't. No
You're
way.
fucking shady.
But I think the Saints, no matter what.
I like that from me. Slim Shady.
Yeah, very good. Very
Bleach your
original.
hair blonde. The fans want it. I'll start the petition now.
Get it
I'll
go-
sign.
If
I'll
you,
buy the hair dye for you.
I'll do
Can we
it.
do it live on the show?
If you want that,
Not in the room.
if you want that, I'll do it.
All right, I'll buy the dye.
All right. New Orleans Saints, even with Taysom Hill
Huge.
under center, I definitely will. No cap. It's on record right now. The New Orleans Saints, Taysom Hill with a dirty day in Dallas, except for one play, obviously, Chucky, that sunk me 3 Gs.
Yep.
But at
Hurts.
$3,000, that is $3,000.
Definitely didn't need to clarify.
But the main point here is that they'll have enough to beat the Jets, regardless of the lack of
You
playmakers.
would think, wouldn't you, Blaze?
Yeah.
You'd have issues in the tissues if they didn't.
Yes, but there is upset alert on this a little bit. I think the Jets are probably capable of an upset.
Oh, it's a 50-50 game.
yeah. Yeah.
50-50.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Probably it's not far off.
Well,
That's
you got
rough.
Trevor Simeon at quarterback.
$2.80 to $1.40. If you think it's 50-50, load up on the Jets.
Okay, well, the Saints don't have much going on with hopefully
No,
Kamara.
I'm not saying that either, but
If the Kamara gets back, then hopefully. But it just all remains to be seen at present. It's time of filming Thursday night Australian time. So a
Yeah.
couple of days out, but
Australian Eastern.
Australian Eastern, yes, indeed.
So a big one for Simeon here because he was a New York Jets quarterback. So that tells you how well he's gone in his career.
yeah.
That's why it's a 50-50 game for mine.
Yeah, maybe he's got a little spunk about him. He wants to get back in there and just say, hey, this is what you could have had, boys.
A bit of spunk in him.
Yep. Jeepers. Okay.
Oh.
Jacksonville at Tennessee.
I think the saying goes there's a bit of spunk about him.
Whoa.
I think is
Okay.
what the old English major reckons.
Whatever
but-
you and your family discussed at the table is yours.
Hey, don't bring my family.
You
into
should
this.
not leave that house or the
nothing.
dinner table.
Got nothing to do with spunk.
How do you think you were conceived?
Please stop. Please.
I can
tell you how I
think it happened.
Cynthia. Cynthia. Jacksonville at Tennessee. Right. Wise up. Do you reckon this is a 50-50 as well? Charles? Because Jacksonville
Depends how much spunk Trevor has in it.
Pull it together, man. They're at fours. They're at fours to win here.
No, it's
No Derrick Henry still.
all Tennessee here. Look, Jacksonville, they've underwhelmed
Suck.
from a win-loss.
They suck.
They
They've
just don't have
sucked on
enough, yeah.
defense.
Yeah, they suck.
They've got no receivers.
They suck.
They've got no offensive line.
They suck.
They have a quarterback and a half-decent running back.
There you go. Other than that, they suck.
And
All
they,
they have.
and they benched Robinson on the weekend.
Did they?
Yeah,
That's
pulled him in the third.
dirty.
They should bench Urban Meyer next. Moving on. Dallas at Washington.
This is an interesting matchup. I like this a lot. I think Washington have been on a roll here. 4 wins Four wins in a row.
Isn't it?
And they get a chance here to go into Dallas and really put the pressure on for that NFC, the illustrious NFC East title,
illustrious.
which is much sought after and
greatest
competitive.
show.
Four in a row. Man, look at that.
Hey, I
There
did
you
say
go.
that, or you didn't trust me?
No, I didn't. No,
Oh, fair
had to
enough.
check.
Well, they are 4 in a row.
There you go.
They play
Look at that.
Dallas 2 of the next 3 games, is the understanding of the boys in the booth here. So a win here at home will put the pressure on and bring them within 1 game of that division title. Chuck.
Really would, Blaze. You're right. I don't know. Just, well, yeah. 4 in a row's a lot. They're at home. But I'm going the Cowboys.
Yep.
To get back on track, right the ship here a little bit.
They've got some players back from injury.
They do.
Yeah.
Cowboys had a few outs, notably Amari Cooper and the
Yeah.
CD
And
player.
they won last week.
They pulled the receiving call back. Dak's
I'm going to
still
stick. Yeah. I'm gonna
Dak's
stick
struggling
with
a
Dallas.
little. Zeke struggling
It's
a little.
not as pretty as it was early in the year. Definitely not, Blaze.
Pollard
but-
is obviously
My guy.
he's a star.
Wouldn't
Yeah.
mind a few more receiving yards, but that's a different story.
Yeah, no shit.
But I think the biggie, if Washington win here and Washington win the division,
Win the division.
Win the division.
Win the division.
the front office
In the
has,
club.
Snoop Double G.
has to
Yeah.
make him the quarterback, the franchise quarterback.
Heineke
Yeah.
has to be already, surely.
Yeah.
But they haven't committed to him.
Yeah, but that's just Washington. Wouldn't commit to Kirk. Wouldn't commit to RG3.
Yeah.
Because he's a guy that many teams in this league would want.
So they didn't start with him this year, did they? Who
No,
did
they
start
got
with?
Tried to go Fitz.
Fitzmagic.
We did
and then
talk. We did glance over this last week. In the quarterback portal episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, if they don't tie him up, somebody else will, and they'll sign him to decent money.
And
It would be very dumb to let
it's
him go.
funny to
'Cause
discuss
there's
too.
nothing out there.
Yeah. And when you think about
Unless
Fitzmagic,
you think you
obviously
get Deshaun Watson.
Fitzmagic starts the year. The riverboat that Ron commands down there it essentially stalls out of the gate. They have a terrible start.
Yeah, horrendous.
Everyone's like, what's going on here?
Them, Kansas City, and Miami. We were talking about it weekly.
And now Heineke has really got him going, even with Chase Young going out for the year with that ACL.
Yeah.
So, like, it's quite a
Stacked
remarkable...
on defense, though.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, of course. But it's quite a remarkable story that's going on there. And I think me and
And yet they've
Schnazzy are
allowed
going...
the most points against in their whole division.
Yeah. Well, the secondary's light on.
Yeah.
But I think the main takeaway here is that me and Schnazzy are taking Washington. Chucky's out there on Dallas.
Yeah, I'm going Dallas.
Interesting divisional matchup. Watch this space. Probably one of the bigger matchups
game
of
swing
the
this
weekend.
one.
Detroit at Denver. Detroit fresh off their
Oh,
first
what a
win of the
snooze.
year, which was a really nice, wholesome moment for...
I'm surprised here.
Yeah.
Thought you would have been taking Detroit 2 weeks in a row.
I did float the idea, didn't I? I said maybe Detroit at Denver, and I think if I had another mate on that side, I would have been more keen. But obviously, with the tipping the way it is, I've gone with the crowd and gone to Denver. But why have you got the clown hat on, Chucky Charles?
Because Detroit turned me into a clown on the weekend. Guys.
Why?
The guarantee went down.
Yeah.
Because Minnesota decided to play prevent defense.
And what were they trying to prevent?
A win.
Themselves winning.
Bloody retarded.
They were trying to prevent the guarantee from getting up.
Yeah, and they successfully did.
They did a good job of it.
Do you think Goodell's been reading my guarantees?
Maybe that's part of the conspiracy,
And
the
he was
overarching
like,
NFL
this guy's
conspiracy.
getting too many right at the start of the year. Got to hold him down. So basically, Blaze, I haven't won one in probably a good 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
A lot of one-leg failures.
Huh?
A lot of one-leg failures.
A lot of one-leg failures. So
I don't
I'm
like to
hoping.
bring it up because I don't want to clip you on the regular. But
I know.
yeah, it has been quiet.
It's been tough.
Yeah.
It's been tough sledding.
Yeah.
I've been trying to ignore it as well.
Yeah.
This is just as we all have.
So I'm glad you put the clown hat on.
Yeah.
You get
I'm
out in
putting
front
it
of
on.
it now. You own it.
That's exactly right, Blaze. I'm trying to take all the juju. That's why I'm touching all the surface area of the hacks. It's like a poker machine.
okay.
I'm about to hit the feature, so I've got to touch the entire machine, get all the bad juju off, and we should be ready to hit come this weekend.
I love that. Are you trying to hit a feature at $5 slaps? Or you hit the $1.20?
65s, I reckon.
$6. Okay.
No, yeah, fives. We'll hit at fives.
All right. We'll see how we go on. Go on. Get on. New York Giants going into Charger Land, SoFi Stadium. Wow, this has started really well, this one.
It's a big trip.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a big, it doesn't get much bigger, New York to LA,
Don't-
but we
does
are
not.
going to like the Chargers here, obviously, with that
Yeah.
geographical
landscape.
How
Yeah.
good was that sentence? I'm just going to bail out of here.
Who's playing quarterback for the Giants this weekend? Giants coming back?
It is your mate, Mike Glennon.
Is it Mike Glennon?
It's Mike
Start.
Glennon.
I thought Mike Glennon had been subbed down. and
He's
there was
another great
one.
example
Yep.
of just a guy who's just made an absolute killing off sucking.
Yeah.
Of sucking.
That isn't that. It is the dream. I know we mentioned
He
earlier.
signed a 1-year, $16 million deal at one point with Chicago.
Yeah.
Let's not forget about that.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, it's Chicago.
That's a lot of money.
He was at Arizona at one point.
Yep.
Hope for Glennon.
Well, that depends on Daniel Jones's availability. I think he's a touch and go.
Yeah,
start,
but I think
he's
I think his availability is touch and go as well.
Mike Glennon's.
Yes.
Oh well, in that
There's a lot
case,
of
then
touching in New York.
who knows?
That's what I'm saying.
On the other hand, no real point bothering.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Here we go. Jake Fromm.
Jake
the
Fromm's a
Georgia
good
quarterback.
Is potentially going to start this weekend.
The Georgia QB.
Yeah.
Where
So
was
that's
he
a
drafted to? He wasn't drafted in New York, was he?
Hard to say because I haven't heard
I
much
reckon
about Jake Fromm since then,
first
but
year, isn't
it
it?
could be.
Second year.
No, this is his
No,
first
it's
year
not
in the NFL.
Is it his first year? Well, then he's
Then it
definitely
has to
probably
be.
the Giants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it could be his second year.
2020 round 5, pick 165. Doesn't say who to, but hang on, it says something about Buffalo.
I reckon Buffalo took him and we got rid of him when we got
Well, that's
Trubisky on
ballsy to
board.
say after I say it, but yeah, the Bills took him,
Yeah.
so it's his second year.
There you go.
So he
then we
loves teams that are white, blue, and red.
That's what you get here on
Georgia don't really have much blue.
No, the Bills and the Giants.
Georgia.
this Slim Slam and the Bandwagon fan.
Speaking of Georgia, right?
The most well-researched podcast in the Down Under.
Do it on the fly, Blaze.
Yep, love it.
Moving on.
Love
Okay,
it,
this is
love
going
it,
to be an
love it.
absolute smacking. You'll find it in the guarantee. Next game.
Oh, you're not getting into Georgia.
Oh, you wanted to, but then we kind of
Georgia.
just roll tide.
Yes, the Wolverines.
Number 2 team in the country.
Bullshit too. Should have been number 1.
I know.
What do you beat fuck bloody Iowa 42-3, and Alabama go up to 1.
And the committee don't care.
That is crap.
If anything is rigged, that is rigged.
That is rigged. Do you see as well? We've opened at $4 to beat Georgia.
I know.
Like, if I wasn't so invested, I'd be loading up. Cheeky hundo. Cheeky hundo. Return 300. What do you do with that? I don't know. Have a good...
Put it on the guarantee.
Adios.
Put it on the guarantee.
A lot of fun things you can do with that kind of money.
Absolutely.
Cincinnati...
Get a friend to chip you 50.
Cincinnati, little chop out. Cincinnati Bengals hosting the San Francisco 49ers. That is not financial advice, by the way. The Niners, after
Most certainly not.
after the Niners struggle to dispatch the Seattle Seahawks, who are a bogey team for them, albeit, they go into Cincinnati now, and we are all going to jump on the Bengals here.
Yeah, so I was very surprised about
It's a big
that.
trip.
12 the last 14. That was
Yeah,
a shock.
it was a shock.
Yeah.
It's a big
This
trip.
is a very hard one to pick for mine. Because do you think that they'll bounce back?
I like San
Don't know.
Francisco as a smoky.
Did point out last week as well. Did I? Can't remember if I said it actually. Might have watched it after we recorded. Cincinnati this year are now 3-5 against teams with a positive win-loss record. 4-0 against teams with a negative.
It was not
Win-loss
discussed in
record.
last week's show, but if you listen to it, you might find out.
So-
Niners and 6-6. So where does that leave me?
yeah.
calling a draw?
Absolute-
Red down the middle.
Absolutely nowhere.
Yeah.
Don't
I
expect that to see that in Slammer's little pokey feature.
With
guarantee.
Cincinnati, they're putting up points for days at the minute.
Yep.
I don't think San Francisco can
It's
go
21
with them.
points for days against a Chargers defense who's not doing heaps.
Most games they're putting up good
Yeah,
points,
they've
right?
been scoring
Yeah,
well.
it's
Like we're going to talk about here, you guys say it's an outlier. We'll cross that
Okay,
off.
fair enough.
We'll just talk about the middle cluster.
They didn't play well on the weekend. It was
No, they didn't.
No.
Both teams need to bounce back.
So I'm thinking here they're going to be able to put up more points in San Francisco, and typically that wins you a game of football 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah, typically, yeah.
Yep.
So
Usually it will.
I'll tell you what else typically I like to go with when tipping these kind of 50-50s is the better quarterback, and I think there's no question Joe Burrow's got Garoppolo covered.
Well, yes, but Garoppolo's been playing pretty well the last month or so.
Yeah, but he
Other
doesn't
than
have
on
all
the,
the tricks
other than
he
on the
has.
weekend.
Yeah.
another quarterback who we discussed, but he's playing
Yes.
for his career.
Yes.
Yes, I think in the last couple of weeks he's probably done enough to get another job somewhere else.
I think so too.
I would
Yeah.
definitely say that.
And if you want to
With teams,
pause,
like, as a starter is what I
Yeah.
mean. Like with teams
Yeah.
that are struggling.
The question becomes, in my mind, Schnazi, like, is it another year of Garoppolo if it continues?
No,
well, that's
I
a
don't,
good question.
I don't think
Pause
so.
right now. Go back to week 13, listen to it, and come back. Welcome back. So you've just learned to our take on Garoppolo, and as we quite rightly said, if they get to the Super Bowl, he stays.
Definitely. Yeah. There's no question.
But we said that before they lost on the weekend
Yes.
to Seattle.
Yes.
So
It's all
There
it's
you go,
all
our
ahead of
face.
you.
I don't think he'll be at San Francisco next year, but I do think he'll be starting somewhere for someone next year.
Well, it's probably a gig going in Denver.
Think
I'd take
going to Denver?
I'd take Garoppolo over Bridgewater up there. I reckon.
Oh, yes, I think so, Blaze, but it's not a huge upgrade.
No.
No, of course not. But
No.
you're not. Yeah, it's a lot
There's
of
gonna be,
semantics.
there's going to be 5 or 6 teams really throwing out some big bucks this year to try and land Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers.
And there's going to be a lot of other teams who are offering big money for short-term contracts for these
For the others,
for
yes.
the bridging quarterbacks who
Yes.
get you to your next franchise
For your
quarterback.
B graders.
especially with a quarterback class coming out that is so light on.
So
a lot of 2 years.
quarterback
50
class, wide receiver class, running back class. The offensive weapons in this class suck.
it's not
you
a
know what?
great year to have 7
The
first
draft-
round
But it
picks.
doesn't
The draft
matter.
is like edge, tackle, edge. Like it's
You know what you just didn't say right then? Center. Underrated position.
Yep.
bloody oath it is.
Probably a rookie of the year type.
Moving
position,
on.
in my opinion.
Buffalo at Tampa Bay.
All pro.
I would expect Buffalo to be smiting after
Oh, smudgy.
I think
Schmeichel.
the narrative of them.
Not having the nads to take them though, see.
No, definitely not. I'm just building up the mystique of it all. I think they'd be pretty disappointed
I've
to
chopped
lose
that
to a
down.
team that only has to throw the ball 3 times, albeit conditions were very,
embarrassing.
very willing. But they then get the matchup against Tampa Bay in Tampa Bay, and we know how
Tampa
that
Bay are quite good in Tampa Bay.
how that tends to go. Tom
Tampa Bay
Brady,
quite
in
good
Tampa
when
Bay.
Gronkowski plays.
yes, Tom Brady threw the ball.
Play, Tampa Bay.
Tom Brady threw the ball 51 times last week. If he has to throw 51 times, I mean, Buffalo would be
You
wishing.
won't have to, Blaze, because Buffalo's run defense sucks.
Yep, and Tre'Davious White is out, so there's obviously massive issues there.
Yeah, look, Buffalo's season for mine seems to be falling apart quite quickly.
Yeah.
They started like a house on fire.
Yeah.
And the thing with houses on fire is they often burn down.
That is a very good analogy.
Call the fire
Love
department.
So on that, I'm taking Tampa Bay.
I love that.
You know where you don't get a lot of fires, Blaze?
If
The North.
not Florida.
Up in Chicago, Green Bay type area.
Yeah, because it's always snowing.
That's exactly right, Blaze. And that leads us into our next game, Chicago at Green Bay.
That was so clean. Very
Jeez,
well
you
done,
like
my
that?
friend.
Woo,
So
sick
it is
Blaze.
freezing in Green Bay. Lambeau Field will be hosting the Chicago
The
Bears.
frozen tundra.
You saw, did you guys catch the Chicago Bears fan who got lost in his poncho on the weekend?
No,
Did
I
you
did not
video?
see that.
It is hilarious.
Well, I did because it's the most interesting thing that's happened in a Chicago game all year.
Yeah, and it was
That is fair.
hilarious. He's in like the top of the bleachers.
Old
and he-
mate should be back. Could be back for this game too, though, I reckon.
Oh, you won't enjoy
Justin Fields.
You won't enjoy my story.
Oh, I was just pointing out a fact. It popped into my
I
head.
couldn't find the hole in
Like
his
a
poncho
goldfish,
for like
had to
3
throw it
minutes.
out there.
Brilliant. Justin Fields will come back, but it won't be enough here. Green Bay, as we touched on the top, are
Really
the
play.
hottest team
Do you
in
reckon
football.
Justin Fields would be enough anywhere against any team?
Probably not. Probably not.
Zach Wilson at the
At
Jets.
Tennessee against Jacksonville, that'd do
Yeah,
it.
that'd be good.
At New Orleans against the Jets, that'd do it. At Seattle against Houston, that'd do it. There you go. About wraps it
Yeah.
up.
Okay, well done.
Perfect. Well, I've been Slim. He's been slamming us about.
Thank you for joining us tonight. It's been a great episode. Hey, last game that we've got, obviously it's the 3 Green Bay Packers
game
from us
of
here.
the round.
Yeah, it'd be very close. The Arizona Cardinals. It's 3 Cardinals here
Game of the round.
at,
That or Seattle, Houston. One of the two.
at home against the LA Rams, who are back on the winners list, albeit they beat a pretty lackluster Jacksonville unit. However,
No. Stop it. Don't say that about
Cardinals-
Trevor.
Breaking news from Slim Slam in the bandwagon
Don't say that
fan.
about Trevor.
the Cardinals got
Poor
Kyler
fella.
Murray and Nuke back last week, and it looked bloody
Hot
good.
shit again.
And I think they are probably
10
every
and 2,
chance
Blaze. 10 and 2.
to have a decent win here
Slammer,
and lock up that
While I'm
division.
talking, find the odds for this game.
Gotcha.
What we touched on last week with the Rams is last week was the perfect chance for them to get their season back on track, and
And
boy,
they
did
did.
they deliver.
Yep.
So look for the Rams to be dangerous in this game, right? Like that's the midway point. They're all, they're in Vegas. Chips all in on the table. This is their year. Over the bye week, then they get Jacksonville. They would have absolutely had the proverbial So
Yep.
they're up, they're about, and they're going to be in this game.
Their
But they're gonna
defense is fantastic.
You're gonna have to look
Their
for-
points against is the best in the entire NFC.
The Cardinals?
Comfortably, yeah.
They've got some serious playmakers there that go underrated, like
They're just-
obviously
oh, no,
Chandler
Patriots.
Jones off
Oh,
the
yeah.
top.
Buddha Baker.
Their secondary, Buddha Baker is a
Which
fantastic
team do you
ball
reckon's allowed the least points all year?
New England Patriots.
No, it's actually the Bills. But the Patriots played one extra game.
Interesting.
How close are they?
4 points. 196 to 200.
Oh, so on a per game basis, I was right again.
But yeah,
Congratulations.
Cardinals leading that stat in the NFC, which is actually like a little bit surprising.
You would have thought they're the offensive juggernaut.
They get this, Blaze. Get this up your pipe and smoke it.
Okay.
They've only played 5 games at home as opposed to 7 away. They've won all 7 away, the Cardinals.
Yep.
And lost 2 at home.
And lost 2 at home.
Handy.
And they are at home again this weekend against the Rams.
Yep.
But that means that they do have 3 games. 3 games more to come at home. So
Yep.
that's nice for them.
Yep.
If they can steady the ship there at home.
I think they're a very strong chance with the top seed in the NFC. I don't think anyone
Blaze.
is doubting
It's
that.
fantastic.
I think
This year you're obviously not going to have 8 home games and 8 away games because you've got that
Yeah,
extra game
big
this
strong.
year. So I wonder, yeah.
which way that falls.
That'd be the favourite.
I think so.
Yeah, well, what do they got?
I think
Oh,
so.
they've got a game on Green Bay. I think it's going to come down to them or Green Bay.
What's Tampa sitting there?
They're
That's
9
a
and 3.
ballsy
They're
call,
the same.
Slammer.
9 and 3 as well. Yeah, I'm really sticking my neck out.
You sure that like a 6 and 7 team might not get it?
Pretty confident.
Yeah, good.
Stick your neck out there, Chuck.
Yeah, we'll do.
Get
Cross
on.
that
Well,
bridge.
I think you
Go
can
to
put
Troy.
you can put a line through the Cowboys and the Rams. So
Yep.
it's down to those 3, and I just feel like Tampa Bay probably not on the same.
Who's
Although
your,
they've got much easier divisional.
Oh,
games,
they've got divisional
Tampa
games
Bay.
coming up.
So
Before I start to
There you
wrap us
go.
up here, who's your pick for the wild card positions in the NFC? There?
oh,
Oh,
Christ,
don't-
Blaze. That's
a loaded
That
question.
is a seriously difficult question. But if I had to rattle them off, I'd probably say
Rams, Washington.
Vikings, Rams, Washington.
Yep.
The ones currently all in second place. If anyone could squeak in outside of that,
Niners.
the Niners if they can get hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Niners if they get high, I think it's a good call.
They really shot themselves in the foot for mine last week.
They really did.
Really
That was a
unexpected. Really
yeah.
unexpected loss.
Yeah, and they tried pretty hard to lose it even before that with turnovers and there was a safety and all that kind of
The
stuff.
Lions
So
eliminated? Or are they
No,
still
the
in it?
Lions are
No,
technically
technically they're
still
still
alive.
Houston are the only team eliminated so far.
That's about subs up their season.
The only team that
The
have,
Jags? Jags must be then. They're both 2-10.
Yeah, potentially. Not sure. The only one I saw was definitely Houston, because the meme I saw was that it was a Houston Texan breaking the honeycomb from Squid Game.
I think the Jags who lost
shot
this
in the
week
head.
are technically out. I
Yeah.
think on a divisional record that they were done.
Yeah, okay, there you go. Okay.
There's your reads. There is the NFL Week 14 slate, boys and girls. Thank you again for joining us on Slim Slam and the Bandwagon Fan. Boys, do you have anything you want to add before I start to send us all the way out?
Not really, no.
No? Nothing to report?
No.
Go watch week 13.
Yep.
Have a laugh. Next week, come back expecting me to be on top of the tips.
Okay, yeah.
Hey.
Watch your space. The tipping is obviously very tight. Again, 121 for me and Slammer and
And the
120.
guarantee and the
Thursday night 40 multi.
that'll be out.
Yep. So
Probably
stay
have to-
tuned to all the social channels as always. Instagram, Facebook. I'm not sure if we're that hot on Twitter anymore, Schnazi. We still popping around there or not really? No, a bit quiet on Twitter. We'll see if we can outsource that role. Obviously, wherever you get your podcast, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, without any kind of technical issues, we'll be up there for your viewing and listening pleasure.
Or if Blaze cracks the wobblies because he's not here. Bloody Suki Lala. He's been Slim, I've been Slam. That's the Bandwagon Fan. Good night.
I'm not sending out on that because you just
Suki Wawa.
you clipped me on the way out.